fast.
What has it been like now? 4 weeks, 18 weeks of 95 plus?
Screaming hot.
It'd be screaming hot, man. Global warming is kicking our ass. Wait, there's no such thing, according to Alt, as global warming. It's just hot as fuck because we have literally had 95 or plus for like, what we've been talking about it 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of 4 weeks, we are officially less than 3 weeks from college football, 4 weeks from professional football.
Oh, yeah.
We are freaking close. So, we're going to do today, we're going to take this day, Monday morning, and we're going to do football. We're going to do our football fall forecast, pigskin preview.
Fall spectacular.
Fall spectacular. We're going to cover everything from the little boys to the big boys. So, Andy, let's start out with the little guy, shall we? The FCS. The FCS is the college football subdivision. It's has people like, I'll give you my top 5 so you'll know. This year, my top 5. We're going to start with number 1, North Dakota State Bison. Do you know that the North Dakota State Bison, Andy, have 9 titles in the last 11 freaking years?
Yeah, they've been like the ultimate powerhouse.
Yeah, powerhouse. Alabama, my ass. North Dakota State Bison, man. Not only do they have 9 out of 11 titles in the FCS, but they have a 6-game winning streak against the FBS, like Iowa, and people like that. And they're on the road to Arizona for their opener, and they're a 10-point favorite in Arizona? Holy man, that's on September 17th. On number 2 on the polls on the FCS, I'm going to go with the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. They're the only team that has beaten North Dakota State. They've beaten them 2 times in a row in the regular season, but not the playoffs. When it freaking counts. That's why they're 2 on my list, because they can't win the big one, okay? So we got North Dakota State, South Dakota State. My next pick is coming from the Big Sky. And the Big Sky, I got Montana. Montana is loaded with seniors. Bobby Houck is due for a winning season. And they got the best defense in the FCS by far. They are animals, hence the name Grizzlies. They're from the Big Sky. 4th in the FCS, I'm going to go with Montana State. That's right, the Bobcats. And the reason that I have the Bobcats ranked lower than the Grizzlies, they had some key senior losses from their national champion runner-up team. And that ankle injury with Tommy Merlot, I think his name is, that's yet to be determined. He got hurt pretty bad in the championship game, and we got to see. They're missing seniors, though. I got number 5 for my FCS ranking. I'm going to go with Missouri State. Missouri State is returning 16 starters from last year's playoff team. Need I say more? I mean, I don't have them ranked the other guys because of the pedigree. They just haven't proven themselves. But my rankings going into the season, and probably by the end of the season for the FCS, is North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Montana, Montana State, and Missouri State. The Big Sky polls, which is always of interest to all the local fans, The Big Sky has the coaches poll, and you have the coaches poll, and then you have the press, basically the writers poll. Montana is 1 in both, and they have Montana State in number 2 in the coaches poll, or the writers poll, and number 3 in the coaches poll. They have Sacramento State in second, and Sacramento State supposedly is a force to be reckoned in. I don't know what they're doing down there in Sacramento, but they got some things shaking. In the Big Sky, Eastern Washington is always a threat, so you can never really count them out. So, we're going to wind that up with the FCS, College Football Subdivision. You can probably watch all your Montana and Montana State games. What is it, the SWX channel here, local antenna? I'm thinking.
I don't know. It's so inconsistent,
And they're not on Root anymore all the time. And now Root's not a cable channel anymore, or a TV antenna. Now it's a cable channel. So when it comes to football, the big networks are always looking to screw it to the little guy that's trying to watch for free. We're going to move from the FCS to the FBS. The big boys! Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Go Blue! We got last 3 weeks. I'm going to give you, first of all, why do I like college football so much? Well, unlike professional football, college football, every game counts. I mean, every game. Lose one, you're done. Okay? Seriously, look at the chances that you have to make for a national championship run with a loss on your record, 2 losses, forget about it. Forget about it. Just forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Where's Tony Soprano?
Yeah.
Forget about it. Bada bing, bada bang. So, when you're watching college football, in pros you can lose 8 games and end up 8-8 and still make the playoffs. You gotta win 6 games to even be bowl eligible. So let me give you my preseason top 10 for college. Number 1, as much as it pains me, as much as I am a SEC hater and a Big Ten homer, we're going with Alabama as number 1. They just, Nick Saban reloads, every year. Alabama, it's not going to last forever. Remember the 70s, the 80s, the Oklahoma Sooners, Nebraska Cornhuskers, Florida State, Miami Hurricanes. It's a wave. It's a up and down. Alabama's the king of the heap right now. The SEC as a conference is just freaking loaded. I got Georgia, Ohio State, 2 and 3. Georgia's a beast. Ohio State has a cream puff schedule. They only got 4 home games all year, Ohio State. Probably going to lose one of them. 2 of them. I got Clemson coming in at 4. They're due. The ACC is weak. Sweetie does a good job recruiting. I got 5 and 6, Notre Dame and Michigan kind of doing the thing there. I'm not really sure where to put each. We're going to know what Notre Dame is made of in just a couple weeks when they open their season on the road in the shoe at Ohio State. I got A&M, Utah, Oklahoma Sooners, and Baylor Bears rounding out my top 10. Now, there's a lot of parity again in the FBS, and they've done it on purpose. Everybody's like, well, last year was a fluke. Last year was, Cincinnati got in, it'll never happen again. if Cincinnati runs the table this year, which I don't think they will, but if they did, or any of the other non-Power 5 teams, then they're in. Because I think by it's all said and done, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson, Michigan will all have one loss this year. Who do I like crashing this year? Boy, do I like Utah.
Utah.
I like them, Andy.
The Utes.
The Utes have been consistent. The Utes remind me of the Boise State from like 10 years, 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
The Utes are, first of all, they're, the Pac-10 isn't really what it used to be. And speaking of the Pac-10, wait a minute, they're all leaving. UCLA and USC are going to join the Big Ten. Boy, I'd love to see USC come to Michigan on a November afternoon in the fucking November at the big house, snowing, all those little sunshine boys. They used to be having brunch. Again, though, I like Utah. I don't like you. Everybody's on the USC. They're going to do it this year. I don't like USC this year. I just don't. The move is supposed to be coming here a couple years. We're going to just basically have two conferences eventually. Let's talk about the Big Ten for a minute. Go Blue. What do I think is going to happen in the Big Ten? Well, the West is Iowa and Wisconsin. Okay? That's who I'm thinking is the big players out west. The East is a little more complicated this year. You know, everybody's like, Ohio State's really pissed because Michigan kicked their ass during brunch. They kicked their ass because they were a better team, and by the halftime, Ohio State had known they were beat. Now, do I think that Ohio State is the cream of the crop in the Big Ten? I don't. I do not think that. I do not think that. There's just too much going on. Okay? I say that Ohio State only has they only have 4 road games this year. 4 road games. 4. That's it. The rest are at home. One of those road games are at Michigan State. One of those road games is at Penn State. Chalk it up, they'll lose them both. Okay? They'll lose them both as far as I'm concerned anyway. Michigan isn't a wash as they think they're going to be like, we're going to get them this year. They're going to hold the whole season looking ahead. That's dangerous. I think Wisconsin can go into the shoe and beat them. Michigan, on the other hand, they have some tough games on their schedule too. They're at Ohio State on the road. I believe they have Iowa. They have Wisconsin. They have Penn State. They have Michigan State. People that they lose to during the regular season. So, for national champion picks, should I do it, Andy? National champion? What do I think the Final Four will look like?
The Final Four. Let's take a look at. Let's hear what you got.
Georgia, Clemson, Michigan, Utah. Wait, you left out Ohio State and Alabama. Sure did. Sure did. Alabama's beatable this year. Look at their roster. Look at the people they lost. Look at Saban. Saban's flipping out. Yeah. Sweeney's pissed. Clemson will be there. Okay? Ohio State's, like I told you, they're not as good. Every year I hear that, Andy. Every year the Michigan fan. This is the best Ohio State team ever. We heard that last year. Coming into the game, the forecasters. Michigan, even though they're at home, they're going to have a tough time because this is the best Ohio State team ever. Eat my fucking shorts. Okay, so I'm going to pick, like I said, we're going to have Georgia, Clemson, Michigan, Utah. they'll sort it out when they do that. Preseason polls mean nothing. If you remember last year, Michigan wasn't even ranked. So, I think we got the FBS. Also, remember, watch that 17th September, the Arizona Wildcats are hosting North Dakota State, Clash of the Titans. Not really. All right, what do we got? FCS, FBS. That leaves us just one thing, professional football forecast. All right. There have been, first of all, a couple big off-season moves. Okay? Deshaun Watson. You know who Deshaun Watson, sexual assault, 23 complaints. They're like, yeah, we'll just suspend you for brunch and for 6 games. Are you seriously? Seriously, he settled out of court 23 counts of sexual misconduct. 23. A 6-game suspension? They were talking about life-buying ban, Andy. Yeah, buckled under pressure there, huh? Yeah, maybe, well, 2 brunches.
2 brunches and a speeding ticket.
Yeah. He went from Texas to Cleveland. Everybody's like, what happened to Cleveland? What happened to Baker Mayfield? Who I've made no secret. I like Baker Mayfield. He's just a sober Johnny Manziel, but I still like Baker, and I like him because of the commercials of Mayfield's house. And he's always, he's in Cleveland, cleaning up the stadium, turning on the lights. If they had any brains to do those commercials, they're going to show him moving into the new stadium. He went to Carolina and did pretty well this last weekend. Only played one or two series. It looks like they're going to nod starting duties to Baker Mayfield. So, good luck, Baker. And the other big news is Russell Wilson is no longer in Seattle. He went to Denver. Will that make Denver a contender? Maybe. Will it happen overnight? No. Others on the move this season. Geez. Tyreek Hill was traded. Khalil Mack. Devontae Adams, no longer a target. Matt Ryan is gone from Atlanta. A.J. Brown. Carson Wentz out of Indianapolis. Marquise Brown and Amari Cooper all traded this season. We got an AFC and an NFC, so let's start the AFC. Okay, we're going to start off with the East. The AFC East. I believe the best team in football plays in the AFC East, and that's talking about Buffalo. The quarterback's a beast. The defense is a beast. Playing there in December is a bitch. They have 2 running backs. They're crazy good. They're crazy good. There's no one in the division. What, the Jets are going to contend? New England? Come on. There's no one in their division. New England might not even make the playoffs. In fact, I don't think they will. So, for all our friends in Boston, cheerio to a playoff. No this year. The AFC North Division. Everybody's like, yeah, Baltimore, Cleveland. What the hell? Joe Burrows will do exactly what he did last year, except they'll even be better. So, Cincy is the team to beat in the North, I believe. Anybody else? I don't really know. The Steelers are what? In transition. Cleveland is, Baker Mayfieldless, and now they have a child, well, not a child molester, but a
Salter of some
salter of some kind of sexual predator. So Joe Burrows is the man. In the AFC South, now Indianapolis got rid of Carson Wentz, okay? And then they went out and got Matt Ryan from Atlanta. That'll take them to the top of their division. There is no one else in the South. No one. Even the mention. The big mention is out in the AFC West. Okay? The Chiefs have had, what, 5 years? 4 or 5 years. The Chiefs have had a freaking stranglehold on the AFC West. But I predict that will stop this year. I don't even think the Chiefs are... I think they're the third best in their division. Say what, you say? Say what? Los Angeles Chargers are a better team. They are a much better team than... what's the Chiefs got but Mahomes? The Chargers are better. The Raiders are better. Okay? The Chiefs are, and now Russell Wilson's in Denver. Give him a year. I don't say that the Chiefs are going to finish last in their division. The Chiefs have been awful lucky. Had some calls going their way, and it'll all catch up with them this year. I'm taking the Chargers to win that division, hands down. And, the Raiders might be the second place team. Definitely a playoff team. So if you got the Chargers and the Raiders winning, where's that put the Chiefs? Probably in the playoffs because the rest of the AFC sucks crap. We are going to NFC. All right? In case you didn't know, I've got Buffalo coming out of the AFC, so it's obvious. We got the NFC. We got the NFC least. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant the NFC East. Dak is no Aaron Rodgers. Never will be. Coach McCarthy, never going to win a ring in Dallas. Giants are just laughable. Okay? They might be competitive with their division, but the division sucks. It's an 8-8 division. Okay? Philly's going to win it. I like Philly this year. They have a better defense than anything. Dallas is just always too volatile. So, go to the NFC North. The NFC North, Green Bay looks really good. Every year they look good. Rodgers looks really good just every year because they play in such a mediocre freaking division. Okay? The Bears are arguably one of the worst teams in football, if not the worst team in football. The Vikings are playing above their heads. I like the Lions in the division. They've had a good draft. They got a rebuilding going. Adrian Hutchinson is a beast. He's already being double-teamed in the preseason. If they can pick up another pass rusher, holy shit. So, plus they're featured on Hard Knocks. Is it HBO or Showtime? The Hard Knocks.
I don't even know.
It's on. So I watched Adrian Hutchinson singing Billie Jean for his rookie initiation in front of the team on Saturday.
Good time.
So, we got all this. The Lions. The NFC South. Brady has so many weapons. Everywhere on that field. They play in the warm weather. If there's ever a time that he's going to get his 8th ring. Did I say 8 rings?
8
ring. If he's ever going to get an 8th ring, this year is this. He's loaded for bear. The defense is loaded. What about your favorite guy?
Gronk.
Gronkster is gone.
Gronkster is gonster, man. That's
Yes,
too bad.
sir. He is gone.
I'm gonna miss that combination.
I think Tom's going to miss that combination.
Oh yeah.
And of course, in the South, I'm going to keep an eye on Carolina. Go Baker Mayfield.
All right, Baker.
All right, Baker.
We're behind you, buddy.
Yeah. The NFC West.
Yeah.
The NFC West. There's nothing really out there except for Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. They're the class of the division, the class of the NFC. If Brady was gone, so in my opinion, we're going to have probably Brady, and we're going to probably have Matthew Stafford again for a rematch in the NFC Championship with Tampa going this time. Tom's going to take him, going to get that 8th ring, I'm thinking. The East, I like Buffalo. I made no bit of bones about it. As a Detroit Lions fan, I've always liked the AFC East because it's kind of like a home neighborhood, you know. It's Detroit, then we got Buffalo, New York, you know, New England. I think in the AFC, Joe Burrows is going to get the job this year done. They gave him some more weapons. Not enough to beat Buffalo. No, and so I'm going to have Buffalo coming out of the AFC with a Tampa Bay Buffalo Bills Super Bowl, where Buffalo will again be in the Super Bowl and lose, not by a Scott Norwood wide right this time, but I think Brady's the man. You know, I make no bones. He's a Michigan man. Go Blue, go Tom Brady. So there's my football forecast right there. I got, your FCS. We're going to be, the usual suspects. The FBS, the usual suspects. It always seems to be the usual suspects, but what can you do? High school. Let's go high school Montana, shall we?
Let's look at it.
Let's look at it. Two things going on. Can Missoula Sentinel Spartans do the three-peat? Go Spartans, my alma mater. Yes, sir. Yeah, I think they can. They're loaded again. They got a lot of returning kids. There's one team I'm looking at in the high school. Now I'm hearing a lot about the Bison preseason.
Are you?
The Great Falls Bison are supposed to be really good this year. I don't know if I'm just.
New coach?
It could be fake news. It could be false press. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they got a new coach. But,
I do. I have read that. I have heard that they're going to be banging good this year.
Nice.
So we've got all of that wrapped up for our college football, pro football, subdivision football. We had football. All of my picks are in. I didn't make a pick for national championship, but I had the teams. Had Utah, I had Georgia, I had Clemson, Michigan. Michigan's going to win the national championship this year. Yeah. Go Blue!
Couldn't see that one coming.
Yeah, did not. Yeah, nobody could tell me that one. Then we're going to celebrate by going and having brunch. The news has been all sorts of crazy stuff this week. We got a podcast coming next week on some of it. I'm going to touch on one thing that hits a little close to home. Ann Hesh died this week. She was brain dead. Pretty much, if you'd been following the story, you knew that she was brain dead from the second day they were giving you the anorexic brain damage, and you knew. So
helicopter stew was practically pronouncing her dead from the air.
Yeah. So, I see a big deal, pray for Ann Hesh, pray for her family, and I'm not saying not pray for Ann Hesh and her family if that's your bag. If you want to pray, go right ahead. Well, what I am saying is that I find it ironic that everybody wants to pray for this lady and the woman who almost lost her dogs, lost everything she owned, and is homeless. Nobody's praying for her.
Damn near lost her life.
Yeah, damn near lost her life. You know, people don't really, I mean, it's a sad, sad state of affairs when the people or law enforcement or whoever is caring more about the perpetrator than the victim. You know, but she was a Hollywood star, and, you know, that would excuse that she was on fentanyl and snorting lines of cocaine or however she was doing it, drove through someone's house. Not that I have ever experienced anything like that.
Only once.
Only once. So in other news, pleading the fifth, warrants. There's just so much crap going on, I'm not even going to cover it. You know what's going on. Everybody's divided about it. Everybody's this, everybody's that. Why don't we just concentrate on football and dogs? Football, dogs, and watching football with dogs. Sounds good to me. Any questions or comments, go ahead and PM me on my football forecast. All expressed opinions are mine and mine alone, and you should not be taking my prognostications and gambling and losing the house because I said take Cincy or I like Baker. So we're going to wind it up today, Andy, should we?
Yeah, why don't we, man?
Why don't we wind it up? It's been fun predicting. Remember, Putin's still mad. Yep, he is. He's still mad. And you know what I say about that? You know what I say. I say fuck Putin. But he's threatening nukes. He's threatening to blow up nuclear weapons. His football team was non-ranked, in my opinion, in my polls this year. The Putin Panthers are not ranked. Even though they went, what? 0 for 7 last year, and right now in the Ukraine, it's the fourth quarter, and they're sucking butt. Duck and cover.
They can put Brittany on the team.
Brittany on the team. She's over there. They got a ringer. That's why they put her in jail, so they can say, hey, Brittany, you know what? Can you run some fast breaks for us and get us ranked again? Putin's a sly devil, isn't he? It's always been about sports. The whole Ukraine thing is about getting more power and getting his basketball team ranked in the world. What a genius, huh?
Evil genius.
Evil genius.
Evil genius all over.
All right, we're out of here, everybody. Thanks for coming by. We'll be here next Monday with a thing about something. All right? And meanwhile, kiss your dogs, learn to duck and cover. See ya!